Aquí, esta es mi casa.
This is my house.
Aquí,
This is where a friend of mine sleeps.
un amigo. Acá es mi pieza.
This is my room.
Pasen nomás,
Come
yo
on
no
in.
tengo
I'm not
vergüenza.
ashamed to show it to you.
Aquí duermo yo.
This is
Esta
where I
mi
sleep.
pieza.
It's a bit messy because on the weekends I like to rest.
No hago nada porque me dedico a descansar. La Virgen, en Dios, creo en ellos.
I believe in the Virgin and in God.
Gracias a
It's
ellos
thanks
yo
to them that I'm here. When I first got to Santiago, I had to sleep out on the street.
dormí en la calle, dormí ahí en estado.
David has lived in this camp in central Santiago for 15 years. He became homeless when his family rejected him after he came out as homosexual. Here, he found acceptance, albeit only within the camp limits.
Living here is hard. The neighbors judge us because they think we're bad people. They believe we steal and that we're up to no good. But that's not true. We're working people, humble working people.
David is one of tens of thousands of people living in the slums of Chile. According to a recent census, there are 802 camps in the country. Over 47,000 families in situations of extreme vulnerability. The Chilean NGO Techo calculates 50% of them are forced to live in these shanty towns because they can't afford rent.
There are a lot of people who move to these camps because of safety concerns. They believe a camp is safer than the districts they can afford to live in. Many of them are also immigrants, but that's a much smaller fraction.
Thousands of people driven to the fringes of society, forgotten by the system and treated as outcasts by their fellow citizens. To Vicente, the camps represent the very essence of what the protest movement claims is wrong with the country.
The camp is a symptom of what's happening. It's not necessarily the problem itself. It's a reflection of a society that discriminates, that doesn't take into account the poorest of the poor, and a society that doesn't care about others.
His NGO tries to involve the camp's inhabitants in what's happening in the country. In a meeting in front of David's shack, they share their thoughts and ideas about the recent upheaval. Protesters demand dignified living conditions for all Chileans, a reality that has long seemed out of reach for one of the founding members of this camp.
This is our toilet. It's a bit dirty. This is where we relieve ourselves. This is where we wash. We just got this thanks to our neighbors. They let us tap their water. We can wash here, we can shower here, we can cook here. But it's not dignified. This is my bedroom. My blanket, my stuffed animal, my bottle of water, and my candle because I have no electricity here. My biggest wish is to get out of here because I have children. I don't want them to see me in this situation. I don't want them to see me like this. It's not the future I want for them.
It's nothing outrageous he's asking for. Access to shelter and adequate social services are human rights. Juan and David go to work every day, hoping to save enough money to someday apply for subsidized housing. The fact that they might never get it is just one of the many reasons Chileans are still taking to the streets.